Golf's no different from hockey. Requires talent, self-discipline.
Golf requires goofy pants and a fat ass. You should talk to my neighbor, the accountant, probably a great golfer, huge ass.
How do you measure yourself with other golfers? By height.
It's a very, very special honor.
I'm Paula Creamer, and you're listening.
Well, we're waiting.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, a.k.a. John Kreese from Cobra Kai, and you're listening to
Quiet Please.
Let the word go out from here across the land. Let Daddy Noonan approve.
Hi, boys. Nice day for golf, ain't it? Quiet, please. Oh, you got secrets, eh?
Hey, this is Shooter McGavin. You're listening to the...
Hey, you guys. Hey, we're trying to have a podcast over here.
Welcome once again to Quiet Please, the Golf Podcast. I am Alan Depew, and no, the Patriots were not wicked awesome. Bobby Baldessari is trying to hold up notes to distract me right out of the gate, and that's just not going to happen. Welcome back once again, folks. Quiet Please Golf Podcast, where we talk about the men, women, and news that are shaping the game. As always, we do love audience interaction, so if you have a question, throw it on over here. We'll try to get it on the air. I am joined. Actually, play is in a threesome today. We're going out in a threesome, so should be a fast round, especially when playing with Boston Bob Baldessari, who bangs it right down the middle. That's a lot of B's in there.
There's a lot of B's. Well,
that's a lot of B's.
I had to throw up the Patriots sign because my Quiet Please brother, Andy Hydorn, I left him alone last week or the week before. So,
Bobby, I'll foreshadow. Yes, when I was in Kentucky, I did hang you out to dry on the fact that you left Andy out here just breezing in the wind.
Not my best move, but I'm back.
Oh, it was a solid move. It was a solid move. I just don't know.
We had a little postmortem, but it's all right.
And you heard his voice already. Andy Hydorn, the golfing savant from Houston. All things golf, Mr. TikTok, Mr. Club Face Control, like nobody's business.
Oh, and we have a new intro this week for me, huh?
And might I add, the senior amateur player of the year for this great state of Texas.
Yeah, well, that was last year.
You're still the reigning one.
And I suck this year so far. So,
well, can only go up, Andy. Only go up. Yeah. So lots of stories. I mean, we could actually. I tell you what. I'm gonna throw a little change up here. I'm gonna go right here, right out of the gate.
Right to the live report.
Right to the live report, because it's not just. I know what one you want to talk about, Andy, but we're not going to talk about that. Did I just see not 6 hours ago that Liv struck a deal with the USGA and the RNA about giving their players a pathway into their tournaments? Did you? Do I have cutting news that Andy Hydorn doesn't have?
I was at the Gentlemen's Putting Society for the last 2 hours.
I believe that we're going to have to research this. We'll come back to it. Somebody's going to hop on Google over on another screen, because I got too many windows open. But and again, by the way, if you are watching us, we're streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Soon to be LinkedIn as well, and you can find us on all the major podcast channels. But what Andy, look at that! If you could watch this right now, they are both diligently typing away.
We're fact checking.
You're fact checking me in real time. I love it. What Andy wanted to talk about, though, is the emotional, triumphant, and heartwarming return of Anthony Kim to a winner's circle. I don't care if it was the local club championship or if it was Live Golf. Andy, pretty cool story, right?
Yeah, and I guess I have to put a little foot in mouth from me, because I declared the Anthony Kim experiment over, maybe a little prematurely. That being said, I believe what he did last weekend was truly incredible. I really can't fathom what it took for him to get where he was a year ago to beating. And look, we talk all the time about the strength of the lib fields and They are top heavy for sure. And he beat Bryson, he beat Rahm, he beat Hatton. Like that's unbelievable that he did that. So, I guess you got to give the dude a little credit where credit's been earned.
Bobby?
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed. I don't know every little detail what he went through per se with personal demons and things over the years, injuries. But to go from one extreme that was like so far out there of not playing for who knows how long, and then to come back and it was, I don't know, it was kind of comical those first couple of rounds. Like he was shooting a million, and then all of a sudden winning. I mean, yeah, you got to give the guy a lot of credit. It's, I just was. In Tiger said it, he's like, you got to wrap your heart around it. What a story! What a comeback! What if? Like, I started thinking the guy was so talented. He was on fire in that 2008, 9, 10 area. And then, what if? There's a lot of players in every sport. What if? What if? What if? But, what if Anthony Kim stays healthy, doesn't get into craziness,
Okay, and I'm going to try to be nice, but Anthony Kim was never a great person. Like I know guys who played with him in college on his team. My good friend Austin Eaton played him in the 2006 U.S. Amateur at Marion.
Did really?
I don't know anyone that knows him that says anything positive about him. So to say, and this is not a knock on you, Bob, but to say that he was such a great talent and what could have been, and if he didn't run it, he was always going to run into those issues. I mean, he's a troubled dude, and he was back then, and I feel happy for him that he got that stuff behind him, if that's truly what happened. It seems like it did, but he was a train waiting to crash for the whole time.
I'm gonna see if I can light Andy up on this one, Bobby. I mean, in a way, to that point, we have the golf Andy or Kim, and then we have the person Kim. You could say the same thing about, in some respects, about Patrick Reed, which is respect his golf game, but he can come across as an ass a lot of times. Is that a comparison in a way?
Who, me or Andy?
Either one. That was just a blanket statement.
Yeah, I never knew.
Oh, Andy will have to lean in on it.
No. I'm second. That was I'll go second lean in.
I don't know the background of Anthony Kim and all that stuff, so I wasn't privy to some of that. I didn't know Austin played him in that amateur. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I just observing like, wow, what a talent, and then he sidetracks, and it's like, geez, how many other athletes have been through that? But I don't know. I never thought of that comparison with Patrick Reed. I thought you were going to say one or two other players, but I was like, okay, well, I can kind of.
Who did you think I was going to say?
Tiger.
Well, come on. Why are you doing that? That was my segue to another part of the show.
Okay, maybe I was thinking of someone else then.
Okay. No, but actually, here's the weird thing. I read someplace it was an Achilles injury. I thought it always was his wrist. And by the way, and if I'm going to go there because you know what? I'm old. I got no hair. I got and I'm round. It's shape, Andy. It's a shape. But
you look like Andrew Witt. Who's that good offensive lineman for the Rams? Andrew. That's who you look like.
Thank you.
Anthony
Kim didn't age well.
Yeah,
just didn't age well.
I mean, it's the elephant in the room. Look at the dude's face. I mean, his nose is half gone.
Yeah.
One eye looks over to the east side of the playing field. The other one looks straight. It's like
he got into some bad shit.
But it is the elephant in the room. I don't know. Like, did he get in an accident? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just kind of crazy. So my take on your Patrick Reed comparison is, I guess Anthony Kim's issues were never about golf. Patrick Reed's issues and Patrick Reed's whole life is about golf, right? Like all of his issues are about cheating in golf and doing this and doing that. But Patrick Reed is a 100% golf person. I think Anthony Kim basically chose to walk away from the game because he wasn't 100% committed to the game. And we can talk about all of his demons.
He walked
and
away from the game because he had a Sotheby's insurance policy.
Yeah, I get it. But that's a choice.
You know what? He was live before there was live.
That's a DJ choice.
Yeah, take the payout and run.
So what's the like? Did he have to pay some of that back? Like, did Liv pay it back when he signed?
I thought there was like a 25 or 30. There's a time limit, but maybe they did. Maybe the number was down so low at that point that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I read that there's a percentage he had to pay back. Yeah, I forget. I don't know what the exact number was, but I did find, if you were Googling too, Andy, this Liv thing with the RNA and USGA.
Yeah,
it's on the agronomy side. They're bringing in agronomic experts to make sure live events are. I'm trying to look for the quote, but basically, they're going to be run with unbelievably great conditions, type of thing.
So that they can, like, what's the pathway to the championships?
It didn't have any of that. It was like all about agronomy.
Do you mean I literally just went on air and talked and mentioned a clickbait?
What you found, Alan.
I mentioned a clickbait.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
No, I found what you found.
This is from earlier today, and it is a breaking news story. So, implementing comprehensive agronomic framework, blah blah blah, whatever. It looks like plague conditions.
Well, here's what I'm seeing. So the top rated player as of May 19th earns a spot into the US Open, the top rated live player. And then the top 10 players on the live standings receive exemptions to the final stage of qualifying.
That's fair.
No, sorry, that says that was 2025. So 2026, I'm reading as I go, sorry. The top player from the final 2025 standings and the top player from May 18th, 2026 are in spots. So there's one more spot.
That's because they've gone to 72 holes.
Yeah, I mean, again, while the headline is true, it doesn't really look like it's that big of a change from what they had before.
Okay. All right. So I made a comparison to Patrick Reed. You said you're thinking of somebody else. Then you made a comment about Tiger. All right, Bobby. The big cat, it's springtime nearly. We're less than 30 days away from spring, and azaleas are going to pop in Georgia, and the Tiger throws out whether I'm playing in Augusta or not.
Yeah, it was a perfect response. It was Augusta still in your play. What was the question about? Like, it was Augusta off, and he's like, no. So that was perfect, Tiger. Anything's possible. I still find it hard to believe that he could play, but I don't know. But I think it was a perfect little teaser. Keep the conversation going.
Yeah, I'm done listening to Tiger comeback stories.
Tiger 7.0 or 8.0.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he got caught up in the whole Genesis Invitational and everything going on, and the press conference, and he's feeling pretty good.
He got cut. He's all jacked up because he's striping it with some SoFi shots. That's it.
I don't know. It's like, it's the hit. We've talked about this a bunch of times. It's one thing you're on the range hitting it, but then when you have to go play and you're practicing, you're walking Augusta and those elevation and just everything physically that goes into it. I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, I think his recovery from his ankle and leg stuff is to the point where he can do that, though. I don't know that. I'm just saying he's had enough time to do that. His last surgery was another back thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I've had back issues, and it's almost harder to play with a bad back and walk. And putting and chipping, putting and chipping little shots are definitely worse than a full shot that I've had experience with my back, because I've had some serious back injuries. And I don't know, I've had 5 operations, a lot of, 1 knee, 2 ankle, like, the walking is an issue, but the back thing for me was always tough, especially when it's cold out. You never know what the weather will be. It should hopefully be pretty decent.
I don't see it. I think what you're going to have is he's going to show up. He's going to tee it up. He's going to want to be around the guys. I get it. He's a competitor, what have you. He's going to play 2 rounds. He's going to miss the cut. If he does miraculously make it in, he finishes in the bottom 5 in the weekend, and he is literally limping up the hill on Sunday.
I will say this, that Augusta has a funny way of allowing people who know that place so well to get their way around. Like you see Fred Couples every year, right? And,
yep.
Couples, Long, or Watson.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
And it's knowledge, right? And,
yep.
And Tiger certainly has the knowledge, and he would fall into that category now if he ever played in it again. And then, do you really think he's gonna play?
I think he does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We could call. Wait a minute. We could call this Christian's pick of the week. Because Christian's on the road, but guess what? Christian's following us right now on Instagram. So shout out, Christian.
So what's his pick?
I think he hasn't responded yet. I think he thinks that the big cat plays.
Well, I think with enough bourbon and Tiger, he could do it. That's a Kentucky interpretation.
Don't you think, though? Like, for me, the thing that's hardest to imagine right now is he's been away from serious competition for so long.
2019, right?
I just don't think you can make that up. I don't think you can, especially, with him saying, well, I may play in 3 tournaments. That ain't ever going to do it.
No.
It's just not.
He's got the jack.
Why bother?
Yeah, he's got that jack thing, not a ceremonial golfer. It's just everything together. I just don't see it.
I think that he. Let's see what ones. If he's going to play 3, if he could ever. I'm going to make an assumption here. He plays 3, and he actually competes in those 3. And those 3, I would say, would be Augusta, for the same reason that he knows it so well.
Yep.
I think LA. I think Riviera. He knows that property. And I'd like to say St. Andrews, but I think he'd get lapped by the field.
By the way, did you see what they did to St. Andrews? They added some serious length to the old course.
No, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
What'd they do?
There's several holes where they added a significant amount of length off the tee.
Did you see any? I just read about it. Did you see?
I should change the background then.
There we go.
I know number 3 was one of them. Number 5, the par 5, was another one.
Mm-hmm.
But what was happening was, if you've ever played St. Andrews, like the caddies tell you, just hit it left, right? So as you're going out, all the trouble's on the right. As you're coming back, all the trouble's on the right. So guys would just hit it left, and they were, able to hit it over the bunkers that were supposed to be there to protect the player from hitting it left all the time. And there's several holes that they lengthened quite a bit. So it'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. Well, who did that? Was it Gil Hans? Who did that?
I don't know.
Can't remember. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Oh, yeah.
So
I gotta look at the photos. I wonder if they did anything on 17.
Did we ever really say what we think? And let me just go back to this because I happened to glance at the show title. Did we ever say what we thought Anthony Kim's career trajectory would have looked like if he had not gone off the tour?
Yeah, I said he was a train wreck of a person. So to me, he would have gone off the rails one way or another.
Think he would ever won a major?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I mean, he was good enough.
Maybe a PGA-ish. And speaking of majors,
well, he could have won 5 of them.
What about 6 or 7, or let's make it an even dozen?
Oh, you just didn't bite Alan's clickbait there.
Bobby is throwing out these little innuendos to one Brandel Chablis 5th major comment. We are back once again to discussing, is the Players' Championship the golf's 5th major? What say you, golfing savant and PGA golf historian?
You can lead off, Andy.
I lead off.
You lead off.
So I think I like the Players more than any other tournament other than the Masters. But do I think that it's no, it's like there are 4 majors. They are what they are. It doesn't mean that the Players is any less of a tournament. Like I said, I love the Players, but to me, it's I don't know, the seniors have 5 majors, the ladies have 5 majors. I think it waters it down a little bit to me.
Yeah, I struggle. I mean, I feel strongly both ways. I can word it like that because I love it the way it is now. It's been like that historically, and it's so good. But I do realize historically that the way back when it wasn't called the Grand Slam and all that, but you had the U.S. Amateur, British Amateur were considered majors, and the game is different. And professional golf was vastly different back then. It really wasn't around, but the Western Open was considered more major. So I get it where some people go, well, the majors have changed over time, and it used to be those, and then it changed, and all of a sudden Bobby Jones comes up to the Masters, and that becomes a major. Well, there's some ramifications with Augusta National, Bobby Jones, the way they're put it together, the way they put the tournament together, the invites. So, I mean, here we are. I kind of like it because seems like every other year it comes up about the Master or the Players, and it's an I find that. I don't know. I find that just so a compelling watch. Like I love watching that event. It's one of my
venue.
Yes.
It's the freaking venue. Like is
love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say something that's going to be viewed as sacrilegious here, and I get it. I I don't even really enjoy watching the PGA Championship. I enjoy watching the Players. I love watching the Open Championship. The U.S. Open, I kind of get into it as they get going. The Masters is the Masters. So, yeah, it may have to be 100 years. Maybe we're all gone and somebody all of a sudden a group says, yep, we got 5 majors.
I felt like that scene in Star Wars: A New Hope where Obi-Wan goes, I felt a great disturbance in the forest when you just said that. somewhere in Frisco right now, somebody just went, "Did you feel that?"
I know.
But I agree with Bob. Like from a standpoint of like watching the majors, it has so much less appeal to me, the PGA Championship does, than the other three, and so much less appeal to me than the Players Championship does. It just does. But this would be a good trivia question. That who's the one that actually made up the term major? And because it really wasn't a thing until, I believe it's a writer.
It was a writer.
Bob Drum.
Is that correct?
Pretty darn sure it's Bob Drum.
My guess it was Bob Drum or Herbert Warren Wind, but maybe Wind was a little too old for that. No.
Yeah, I might have to do a little Googling on this one, but I thought I always remembered it was Bob Drum that really.
That was the first one that came to my head too.
But
can we dissect this a little bit more? Is it the age? Is it the venue? What defines the major? Obviously,
whoever this writer was defined it.
I mean, obviously, any of the clubs in the Open Championship rotation all have been around forever. So we're embracing the history of the game in that situation. The Open Champion or the U.S. Open is all because the Blue Jackets in Far Hills, and they typically are playing those on the high end. The elevated country clubs in the Northeast for years. It's changed a little bit, but not significantly. They tried to introduce some new venues here and there. And then Augusta, because of the people involved, perhaps the greatest golfer of all time at that time, B. Jones. But to Bobby, then I guess to your point, then, the PGA, even though it's been around since 1916, the PGA Championship has always been kind of like, eh. And they always they don't go to some of the great venues which is in some ways is actually fun. We wouldn't have gotten to see Kiowa under a major. I like that. But why isn't the TPC? It's got the same you're playing on the same location as Augusta. It's got obviously the field that's involved. Why isn't it being recognized? Why do people push back on it so much? I defer to both of you.
So senior state floorball champion Mike Padilla from Houston, Texas, wrote that, do we think that people like the TPC because it's played at the same course every year and they have familiarity with the holes? Absolutely, 100%.
That's the same as we've always said about Augusta National.
Yep. If it were played at Sawgrass Country Club where it used to be played, maybe we'd like Sawgrass Country Club, but part of the lore or the allure of the Players Championship is definitely the golf course, and the fact that we all know. Like, I think if you thought about the sixth hole at that golf course, I can tell you what hole's the sixth hole. I can tell you what hole's number 4, what hole's number 11. Like, you can't do that at other places, right? It so well.
Right.
And again, to Mike's point, that's why people love it.
And, if you think back, the North and South Open had a major lead on the Masters when this thing was starting, because North and South Open and Pinehurst, if Pinehurst would have really embraced professional golf more, maybe Augusta just becomes fun, really unique, unbelievably. I don't know. I don't want to use the word unique, but just a really. Maybe it's not a major. Maybe that North and South Open in Pinehurst, because they've been around for a long time, had the lead, but I don't know. I mean, it's funny how history plays out.
So
Bobby, continuing the Star Wars reference here, are you going to the dark side? You've got the guys in Frisco are going to be sideways over you, and now you're saying Augusta would just be a.
Hey, you never know how these things play out. You just don't.
You don't. And look, if you look at photos of Augusta National in 1960, for example, it looks like
it's bad
dog track, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost one of those things where you start to elevate it. The whole community, not the Augusta community, but the whole golf community starts to elevate it. All of a sudden they have, the best agronomy in the world and the best visuals, the best everything in the world, right? Like that happened because somewhat like Bob's saying, it's like it kind of got chosen maybe because others didn't step up and it elevated, and here we are.
I have a possible answer on that.
Okay.
Andy. Color TV.
Yeah.
When it's winning the media war. It's the famous debate between Kennedy and Nixon and wearing what color suit you were wearing on TV. And Augusta suddenly realized, hey, we're rolling out these azaleas. It's pretty. We've got television coverage. And they also had Nicholas and Palmer, battling out down the fairways. Probably didn't hurt an aging Hogan. But that late 60s, rolling into the 70s and 80s, I think that's really when it took off. Wouldn't you say, Bobby?
Yeah, I think they also did a great job cultivating the media staff, the media writers to just get behind this thing. You have Bobby Jones for sure. Obviously, and then Arnie is embracing it, and everybody comes with him, and then the Arnie's Army that one year. So, yeah, I mean, I think they've created such, by many accounts, the best tournament that's out there. I've been there many times, and it runs like you can't believe it. I mean, it's amazing. So it is. And to Andy's point, I agree. Like you just know every hole, every shot, you see it, and it's interesting because I find myself sometimes, so and so's on 10. They've had a tough hole, and I go, well, let's see, we can birdie 13, 15. No, stay in the present. Some of these other events, you don't even know what hole's coming up, and it's just interesting.
Totally agree with that.
Well, I can tell you who or what was not rolling like the greens at Augusta. At least that's going to be my excuse. Is the putting mat at Bobby's in Bobby's sunroom. So I didn't make a single putt, Andy. I'm falling on the sword. I made like one putt. Bobby has historical putters that you can try to putt with, and he put on a putting expedition over the last 2 days on me, and my ego's kind of scarred.
There's no videotape that we have of this, so it's okay. But I do have home course knowledge. I was using a cash-in putter. Probably 7 people know what that is.
A George Archer special.
Yeah. With the extra long grip that goes way down and blades like this. Yeah.
I had the 8802.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got an 8802. Got some old stuff. Andy's going to appreciate this. I used the cash in one year in the Allen B. Rogers tournament.
Did you really?
Yeah. And there's a photo of me in the Eagle Tribune making a birdie putt on 18 at Merrimack using, I still have the putter. It's an old bullseye.
So for those of you that do not know what we're talking about, I had an assignment, went out to discuss a really cool project that may be able to discuss it more in the future. But when in the Bluegrass State, you got to go see Boston/Bourbon Bob and his lovely bride Pam, and I got to stay at Casa Bob and Pam, and you wake up and you look out at a horse, and the sunsets are amazing. I took pictures of both, and slept like a log, and had putted, and for Christian's sake, we may have dabbled into Little Kentucky bourbon.
Well, I got to be a great host, and when in Kentucky, see the horses, drink some bourbon, play some great golf, and we all do that with the Kentucky Golf Trail. So come on.
You have an ownership interest. That would be a shameless plug. I, on the other hand, would say if you are looking for a unique, quintessential golf experience, you ought to look at the Kentucky Golf Trail. There are options to go to other states, South Carolina, down the Robert Trent Jones Trail, Florida, so forth. But no, bourbon and bluegrass, the kind you play on. There you go. Call Pam. She'd love to get your calls right now. She's booking rooms left and right. Probably sitting at the dining room table having a fun time right now.
She is wicked swamped, but we're loving it. And call now, and you might be able to stay in the Ellen Suite.
Well,
above the garage.
Above the garage. Actually, right around the corner, Andy, it is pretty cool. You're literally, the evening started at the Woodford Club. Great venue, by the way. Play that while you're there. And Lauren, shout out to Lauren at the bartender, who said, hey, you're fresh to Kentucky. You need to try to do some sampling. Thank God it was only a half mile down the road to Bobby's house.
It was a fine.
Were you burning your esophagus?
Only on the first drink.
First drink, yeah.
Yep. Good times. Andy, I'm going to where's that? Do we have one of these?
Don't be that guy. So this week's Don't Be That Guy is a general thing. We saw something happen on the last couple holes at Pebble Beach this past weekend, where it started to get really windy and the balls were moving on the greens a little bit, definitely oscillating, and in some cases the ball was actually rolling an inch or two. So it got really, really kind of dicey toward the end. But it's one of those things where I think some of the players started to put some pressure on the officials to give them, the ability to mark their balls and finish play the next day. And I just think that's a little bit of a rough take on things, right? So not everybody plays in the same conditions. So there's a little bit of luck involved, but like if some guy just finished 10 minutes ahead of you and was dealing with the same, oscillating ball and in the thought that maybe his ball would roll before he hit it with his putter, and then you think that you're going to be able to get the official to kind of give you a break and let you finish tomorrow after what you just watched ahead of you, it's just not like even lobbying for that just seems like such an odd and ill-advised thing. So I would say in general, there is luck involved in dealing with conditions, but don't be selfish and try to kind of have the rules be played out in your favor as you watch somebody else deal with it, just 10 minutes before.
That's a good one.
Without naming names.
Just go back and watch the replay.
Yeah.
Okay. 18th green for retiring to the clubhouse for Kentucky bourbon. Castle and Key was my personal favorite, by the way, Andy. I'll just throw that out there in case.
Good to know.
Yes. And that looks like a castle. Final thoughts. Boston Bourbon Bob.
Okay, well, I was going to pick up on Andy's Don't Be That Guy with this comment too. the way Colin Morikawa handled that delay, we were joking before we went on air about being like icing the kicker almost. That was impressive to see him wait. I don't know if it was like 20, 25, 30 minutes time. It was like it's as long as I've ever seen somebody have to wait. And then you've got the conditions. You're, knowing how to make birdie last hole to win it. Like everything that went into it, I thought that was, somebody's got to use that as a great exercise in mental acuity and just staying in the moment, and or how do you stay in the moment, and or how do you stay loose and keep walking. He said he walked over to the ocean 10 times just trying to stay loose, and that would have been so easy to just sort of lose your mind. I just thought that was really, really impressive. So kudos to him for doing that. And then maybe jumping back to the majors, would the PGA Championship ever move back to August, and or it's been talked about, and I know it's been talked about, the PGA Championship ever thinking every couple of years or so many years going international. So adding that into the mix.
What?
Yeah.
Hey,
that was
he knows.
in the boardroom. There was some strong discussion about that. Going international, like every so many years, maybe every 4 years, international game, global game.
All right, I'm not going, and we're certainly for a lot of reasons, we're not going full Bad Bunny here, but is it not the PGA of America?
True.
Should it be played in America? I will give, by the way, for anybody that's out there, Puerto Rico is one of our territories, so don't even go there. I'm fine with us playing golf there. So, okay. What are you doing down in Frisco, Andy?
Could be North America. Could be Central America.
They're bored. They're bored in Frisco. So not to beat a dead horse, but I hear a rumor that Scotty Scheffler is wishing that Liv was still 54 holes, because he'd go right over there and play his Thursday practice round and then just wipe everybody's ass in the final 3 rounds. But like, this is 2 weeks in a row now where, he's played a mediocre to poor first round, and then literally by Sunday he's tied for the lead, 1 back. The guy is just unbelievable. Like how you can't ever count him out. It's just incredible. I do this DraftKings thing every week with a bunch of buddies, and I'm always not picking Scotty because like everyone else is going to pick Scotty, and the off week that Scotty doesn't win, then I have an advantage, right? I never have an advantage because I never pick him, and he's always right there. It's just unbelievable. So I picked him this week.
So he spots the field like 8 shots every week lately, and still in contention.
It's incredible.
Yep. But you picked him this week?
I did pick him this week.
So in honor of our little cadet Small, who's not here with us this week, I am going to give you a little inside betting information. And it just so happens, I know this could be shocking, that Scotty is the favorite on FanDuel. Odds favorite, FanDuel, Scotty Scheffler as a plus 300 favorite. Shocking.
Yes, very shocking.
Stunning even.
So on DraftKings, Scotty costs, these are close numbers. He costs like 14,300. The next closest guy costs 10,000. Like, it's not even close anymore.
Wow.
So to a point that's been brought up, and then I will hit that button to my right here, that is he truly the Tiger effect today? We close on that. Bobby, yes, no?
Not quite. Close.
Andy?
Time will tell.
And I will say yes, in the moment today.
Of course, in the moment, yeah.
In the moment today, I think he has that effect when he's running up a leaderboard. People start to quake. So until next week, boys, been a pleasure. Safe travels wherever you may be in the continental U.S. there, BE and Christian and Bobby. I know you're traveling this week, so safe travels.
We're moving
I'm
on to
missing next week too. Jones Cup.
play well.
Play well. Until then.